Good morning. I need to give you some instructions on our SAE assignments. Those of you that are missing one or all of them, there's 3 of them. Okay, there's 3 assignments for SAE that need to be completed. One is your SAE plan. The other is actually your AET profile for our record book website. So those 2 things plus a journal entry. Those are our 3 assignments right now on SAE in my class, and I'm going to show you just how to check to make sure you've got everything in so that I can see them on my end and give you a grade for it. Look at the screen here and you'll see this is the login screen when you get to theaet.com. It's theaet.com, and you have to click the login button up here in the top, and then it'll bring you to this login screen. You're going to log in as a student. Okay, so this is the box that you're worried about. Your school ID is UT0014, and it's not case sensitive, so you can do it any way you want as long as you use UT0014. Okay, and then your username should be, and we've talked about this in class before, yours should be something like D. Schaefer would be mine with a capital DS, okay, as a student account. So your first initial and then your last name with the first 2 letters of that username being capitalized, okay? And then your password should be exactly the same as your username. So same deal, capital D, capital S, and then the rest is Schaefer, or whatever your name is, okay? Once you get logged in, it'll bring up this page right here. This is your dashboard that you're going to be looking at. Now, on your dashboard, you can access a lot of things. You can definitely access your profile and your journal, and that's going to be the most important thing for us right now for the assignments that we have to accomplish in my class this trimester. So you will notice that there's a little alert that came up. It says I don't have any current classes, and that's a big problem. That's one of the biggest reasons I can't give you guys a grade, is because if you don't show that you have a class with me, I can't look you up in my reports. So that one we're going to remedy here pretty quick. So first thing in your profile, this is where you're going to go to check our first part. Okay, one of those assignments was your AET profile, and you'll check that by clicking on into your profile and then go to this first link in the About You tile. It says manage and edit your personal profile and password. I need to see 100% on each of these numbers. Okay, right now mine says 79% and 80%, and the way you're going to fix that is by adjusting each one of these boxes. Okay, the first 2 boxes impact that first number, so you can see I do have a good mailing address here, so that's fine, but I'm missing my high school graduation year. It shows a month but not the year, so I'm going to click on the edit button here and I'm going to type in, let's say 2024. How about that? Save it, and now I have 100% of that part of my basic profile complete. To fix the 80%, we're going to come down to the bottom 2 boxes. I've got an email in here and it's good. I double checked it. I've got a phone number in here and I checked it. That's good. So we're good there, and I don't know that the format matters on a phone number as long as there's a full phone number there. A home phone is not required, but you need one or the other, okay, a phone or a cell phone. So make sure you add a phone number to your contact information. And then on the next line, I can see that I've got a parent, a father, and a mother, okay, listed. So make sure you've got one of each, all right? I don't care if it's a grandma and a grandpa or what you put there, as long as we've got one on each line, okay? A father, a parent, a guardian, okay? So I'm not just saying you have to put your mom or your dad. If one of them's not around or both of them aren't around and you need to put in somebody else there that's a guardian, then do that in order to get our 100%, okay? So make sure you've got one on each section, and then one of those parents or guardians needs to have a phone number and an email address. Okay, I've got to have a phone number and an email address. So you can see I don't have a phone number on either of them. I do have my email address in there, so that's counting it there. But let's add a phone number to this. Okay, so we're just going to add in that same phone number I used before. It's actually the high school's phone number, so nothing too exciting. When I hit save there, Now it shows 100% on both sections. Okay, that's what I need to see. 100% there will give you full points on your AET profile assignment. Next thing we're going to look at is our class. So I'm going to click back on that profile button, the tab right up here, and then it'll bring me back to this. Then we're going to click on record your class schedule. So when I get to this page, you'll notice I don't have a class in the 2021 school year. Okay, the last school year that I've got listed here is the 1920. And so I'm going to click add class, and I want to go through and find Weld Tech with whichever class period I'm in. Okay, first period, second period, third period, fourth period, sixth period. So make sure you choose my class that you're in with me right now, as well as any other classes that are listed here that you do have. You can see a few of the other teachers that are in here. Make sure you've added them as well. But for sure add mine, otherwise I can't find you. So we're just going to go ahead and click Weld Tech A1. Okay, so we've added that, and it shows up now. Weld Tech A1 with D. Schaefer, and we're in good shape. We've got it. Now if you added the wrong one, maybe you chose the wrong class period, you can just simply click delete here, say okay, that's fine, and then add another class and go find, oh, fourth period. Yep, there it is. So now it shows that I've got Weld Tech A fourth period, and we're in good shape. Okay? So I've checked my classes, I checked my profile, we're good there. Now I simply clicked on the AET logo up here in the corner to bring me back to my student dashboard. From there we're going to check a couple of things. Right here in this little box on the side corner here, the Project Experience Manager will be the first thing we need to check. I can see that I've got a project here. Okay, so I'm in good shape. Some of you have a project here, but it's a pink line or a red line or whatever color you want to call it. And that's fine as long as there's a project, and that's good. The other thing you need to double check on is the pencil icon. Do you have a green check mark or a red X? In order to make sure that that's a green check mark, you've got to do a couple of things. Go ahead and click on it. If you've got a red X, click into it, and you'll notice that I've got a description. Okay, that's our first tab here. The second tab is the time investment. So I've added my time investment here. You can see it's pretty short. I didn't add too much to get things going for this video, but you can add as much as you need to. My financial investment, and then the learning objectives. I've got 3 of them. You got to have 3 or else it won't count it. So make sure you've got 3 learning objectives there. Okay, so all 4 of these tabs need to be filled out. Unless you've got a different type of project, then you probably won't have the financial investment tab, and that's fine. Make sure you've got the other 3 filled out. As many tabs as show up, you need to have all of them done in order to have a green check mark on your project in the Project Experience Manager. Okay, so if you got to that point, you've got a green check mark, but you still have a pink or a red line here instead of a white line. It's because you don't have a journal entry. You can see I've got a couple. So in order to get to your journal, to make sure those journal entries are there, you'll click on your journal here. And then this is the most important part. Sometimes people are adding the journal entries in the wrong place, and then it's not attached to your project. So you've got to attach it to your project by clicking on this Time in Your AET Projects link. Okay, that's where we want to be. So when I click on that, it brings up a journal entry page. So I can go back to the date that I want to add the journal entry for, the activity that was going on, whatever it was. I link it to my project. I choose a skill area. Okay, this is the same as like what we were doing when we were in our project development. Okay, or in that plan, you had to choose skills that you were figuring out. Okay. Mine is in animal systems, so we're probably going to stick with that. And I'm going to choose that. Maybe it was classifying animals or selecting and training animals or something. Okay, let's leave it as that for our example here. And then I can fill this out. Maybe I spent 3 hours working on this part of the project or this activity. And then a little description. I worked with 3 goats today, and maybe you'll describe what you did and how you did it and all that kind of thing as well. If you took pictures, go ahead and upload those. If an FFA advisor was present, go ahead and add who it was, and then hit save. And you should have a journal entry there. Now to see it, you click on Review Your Journal Entries. Okay, that button there will take you to your journal where you can see all of your journal entries. You can see all of my journal entries happened in 2020, so I don't have any other options, but if you've got journal entries from past years, you'll be able to select either all years or individual years so you can see what's going on in which projects. Okay, so that's where you would find what you've put in. I've got 3 journal entries now. For the assignment that I have for you right now, you've only got to have 1. So add that in there, and you should be in good shape. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, a complete profile with 100% and a class added. And then I also need to see that you have a plan on your project and at least 1 journal entry. And that will cover you for all 3 of those assignments in my class for the SAE up to this point. So good luck. Holler at me if you've got any questions.